Did you know there are stories buried so deep, they feel like they never happened? Let's uncover 5 of them. First, the village of Etheria, swallowed by the Carpathian woods in 1888. It wasn't a plague or a war. One night, the entire village of 312 souls vanished. The only thing left behind was a single, petrified raven on the church spire, its wings outstretched as if frozen in mid. Official records from the Austro-Hungarian Empire simply list the village as geographically reassigned. Investigators at the time found every home empty but tidy, with food still on the tables and fires smoldering in the hearths. They also found strange, circular symbols carved into every threshold, symbols that didn't match any known folklore. Locals in neighboring towns whispered of the silent chorus, a song heard on the wind that night, a melody with no human source. They said anyone who tried to approach Etheria after that night was met by a child with eyes like old coins, who would simply stand in the road, unblinking, until they turned back. The area remains uncharted on modern maps, a blank spot where a whole community used to be. Next, consider the Phantom Fleet of 1917. During the height of World War I, a fleet of 10 unmarked, gray battleships was spotted sailing through the fog-choked North Sea. They flew no flags and answered no signals. Both British and German naval commands logged sightings, each assuming the fleet belonged to the other. But patrol boats sent to intercept them found nothing but an unnatural, freezing mist and the faint smell of ozone. The most chilling account came from a lone Scottish lighthouse keeper on the Orkney Islands. He reported seeing figures on the decks, tall and unnaturally thin, wearing dark, hooded coats that obscured their faces. They didn't move or speak, they just stood, watching the shore. After the fleet passed, the lighthouses being mysteriously extinguished and wouldn't relight for 3 days. To this day, no nation has ever claimed ownership of those ghost ships. They were never seen again. Then there's the Blackwood Orphanage incident of 1952 in rural Vermont. The orphanage was run by a reclusive director named Alistair Finch. One cold October morning, authorities arrived for a routine inspection to find the building completely empty. All 47 children and the entire staff were gone. There were no signs of a struggle, no packed bags, just half-eaten breakfasts and toys scattered in the playroom. The only clue was a series of drawings, all identical, found tucked under each child's pillow. The drawing depicted a tall, slender man with impossibly long arms, leading a line of children into a forest under a crescent moon. In every drawing, the man had no face. The town sheriff organized a search party, but as they entered the woods behind the orphanage, a bizarre, disorienting fog rolled in, forcing them to retreat. The case was quietly closed, attributed to a mass runaway, but locals still talk about the strange, rhythmic chanting they sometimes hear, coming from those woods on moonless nights. Let's travel to the Sonoran Desert, 1963, and the enigma of Project Sundown. A small, purpose-built town called Meridian was constructed in the middle of nowhere, supposedly for a government-funded social experiment. The town was perfect, with manicured lawns and smiling residents. But observers flying overhead noticed something odd. The residents never went outside during the day. They only emerged at dusk, moving in slow, synchronized patterns, performing mundane tasks like sweeping porches or walking pets, all in perfect unison. Then, at sunrise, they would all retreat indoors, simultaneously. A journalist who managed to sneak past the perimeter fence described the residence as having a vacant, polished look, with eyes that didn't seem to focus. He was discovered by silent men in black suits who escorted him away, confiscating his camera and notes. The next day, the town of Meridian was gone, bulldozed, scraped clean from the desert floor. All that remains is a concrete foundation and a single, unweathered sign that reads, "Welcome to Meridian. The future is bright." Finally, we have the case of the Somerton Man, but with a darker, lesser-known layer. We all know the story of the unidentified man found on a beach in Australia in 1948 with a scrap of paper that read, "Tamam, SHD." But let's talk about the book from which it was torn. The copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam was found in the back of a car, and inside, investigators found a faint indentation of a code. This is well documented. What isn't is the testimony of a local librarian, a woman named Ilara Vance, who came forward years later. She claimed that a week before the body was found, a frantic, pale woman came into the library, asking for any books on pre-Sumerian celestial cartography. The woman was clutching a copy of the Rubaiyat. Ilara remembered her because she paid for a torn page with a strange coin, not from any known country, and whispered, "They are charting the path," he tried to warn us. Her testimony was dismissed as irrelevant. The coded message was never cracked. But what if it wasn't a spy code? What if it was a map, or a say, not meant for our world? What if it ended wasn't a confession, but a final, desperate warning? These stories aren't in your history books. They're the footnotes, the redacted files, the whispers in the dark. They remind us that the world we think we know is just a thin veil. And sometimes, just sometimes, we get a terrifying glimpse of what lies beneath. If you found these stories intriguing, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more dives into the forbidden and the unknown. Thanks for watching.